So welcome back to everyone, and today we are going to see data hiding in Python. Okay, so Python OOP. What is data hiding? We can hide the data. Okay, so we can hide the data inside your classes. For means you can use your variables inside your class, and you can hide outside that variable from your class. Okay, so objects and attributes may or may not be visible outside the class definition. You need to same attribute with a double underscore prefix, and those attributes then or not be directly visible to outsiders. Okay, so if you are using double underscore in front of your variables, okay, so it won't show when you are calling your object from outside your classes. Okay, so if you want to access them, you have to use a double underscore. Okay, so let's see how to do that. What is data hiding? Okay, so first I'm gonna create class. Okay, so I'm gonna give login, that's my class, and here I'm gonna create dev. Okay, so underscore underscore init and underscore underscore, here I'm gonna pass self. Okay, dot some value. Okay, so here I'm gonna pass username colon, and I want to create a at instance. So self dot uname equal to uname, and here, okay, that's all. I'm gonna print this. So I'm gonna create dev and hello function. Then I'm gonna give, or I'm gonna pass self here. Then here I just print hello plus username, that is self dot uname. Okay, I'm gonna run this. It gives an error. We have to give comma. Okay, and this is your normal class, right? This is normal class in Python. Okay, so this is normal class. If you want to call the class, you have to create an object like, so I'm going to give login equal to login, that's a class. Then you have to pass the username. I'm going to pass Shankar Sandil. Okay, then I'm going to run this. If I want to call hello, then login dot tab, just click uname or hello function. I'm going to run this. It prints Shankar Shendil. Okay, so the username, now I'm going to pass password. Okay, and I'm going to add one more character, one more parameter here, that is password. So now I'm going to hide the password. Okay, so I'm going to create self dot underscore underscore password, then equal to password. Okay, so now we have two attributes and one method. I'm gonna run this. It gives error missing one argument because I need to give a password here. So I'm gonna give Shankar as my password. Still it gives error. Safe, or where is it? Here, and I had a mistake here. Self. Okay. So now I'm gonna give login dot tab. You can see, so it returns uname only. Okay, it won't return password because we are hide it. Okay, so when you are using underscores, double underscore in front of your variable inside your classes, okay, it won't show outside your class. Okay, so now you can see the method, that is hello, and the attribute name or instance variable name, that is uname. You won't see the password, okay, because the password is hidden, right? If you want to access the password, you have to go underscore and underscore, then password. So it returns what it means, password. So the login object has no attribute password. Okay, so because it is hidden. Okay, so I'm going to remove this. I'm going to create a class with login. Okay, so I'm going to give class variable, right? Uname equal to some value like Shankar Shentil, right? Here I'm going to create def underscore underscore init, then underscore underscore, then I'm going to pass self, and here I'm going to give colon. Then after that, I just pass it. Okay, that's all. Okay, so I'm gonna now you no need to pass the parameters because we have not used any parameters here. Okay, so just I'm going to login dot tab. You can see the uname. It returns Shankar Sindil. Okay, so I'm going to give double underscore here. Now it has hidden. So login dot tab. It won't return any method, any attributes. Okay, so now I'm going to give underscore uname. Sorry. Okay, so it prints login has no attribute under uname. Okay, so and this is data hiding. You can hide your data. Okay, so you can hide your data by using double underscores, right? Okay, so next we're gonna see the program which I have told you uh, in OOP introduction class. Okay, so that is bike rental shop project. Okay, so the entire project has done using Python object oriented programming and also the SQL. Okay, so just a minute. Okay, so the SQL is connecting now. We need SQL because the entire project works with the help of SQL. Okay, first I'll open the Python IDE because the program is huge. It runs only in Python IDE. If you are running in Jupyter, it will give some or it hanged or it takes so much time to run. Okay, so I'm gonna open ideally. And also the SQL Server Management Studio. Okay, so here the ID has opened. So I'm gonna open the project. Okay, so I have already did this. Okay, so I'll explain what are the steps I have. So yeah. Okay, so first I'll tell the rules. Okay, so what are the rules? Okay, in bike rental shop we can rent whatever we what count we want. Okay, so we can rent the bike. Okay, so the schemes, or we can rent it by hourly based, and we can rental by day based, or we can rent by weekly based, and each scheme has its own value, own amount. Okay, so the each will be calculated. Okay, so if the person takes the bike and will return. Okay, so if the person takes an hourly based, if the person returns before the hour completed. Okay, so it takes the basic value. Okay, it takes a basic value. If the person takes days scheme. Okay, so days daily based scheme. Okay, it return before the day completes. Okay, so the person will pay basic amount which have conform or fixed in the daily based amounts. Okay, so first I'm gonna connect my server here because yeah, so it's connecting now. First I'll explain the program. Okay, so I have created a bike rental shop class. Okay, then here I have created a constructor. In the constructor I have connected uh, PyODBC for my SQL, and here I have a database that is bike rental project. Okay, so I'll minimize maximize this. Now you can see clear. I have bike rental shop database. Okay, then I have using con cursor, then I'm gonna use select stock from master because the master has a stock. Okay, so if a person wants to take 10 bikes, okay, so in my stock I have 10 bikes, right? So totally in this shop totally 100 bikes are available. Okay, so and each bike will count in and out. Okay, and here first I'll explain the program. After that I'll explain what are the tables I have. Okay, I has, sorry, so first I need to delete this. Okay, so then I have one method display stock. Okay, so it displays the stock available stocks or currently available bikes. Okay, then after that I have created bike rental scheme. Okay, so the bike rental scheme requires these parameters: number of bikes is, okay, so that the person wants, and his name, and which scheme they gonna choose. Okay, so we need these basic details. Then after that we need to check the person won't give less than or equal to 0 bikes. Okay, so he will give one and more bikes, right? Okay, then after that, so the second condition is we have to check if the person entered count is less than or equal to the stock. Okay, so it won't greater than the stock, because if my current stock is 10, if the person enters 15, so I won't give extra 5 bikes because currently I have 10 bikes. Okay, and the next one, so here I'm using scheme 1, scheme 2, scheme 3, because in first scheme is hourly based, and second scheme is daily based, and third scheme is weekly based. And here I have given a amount. So hourly based means the minimum amount is 50, and if the person takes 2 hours or 3 hours, and it won't it will multiply with the rental amount. Okay, so here 250 and 700 for weekly and 250 for daily. Okay, and here I'm using date time module because I have to subtract and I have to show what the time and what the which date the person took his bike. I want to show that, right? So that's why I'm using date time. And here I'm using some tricks because I need to print this format. So I want the date first and month is second and year is third, and the I means it prints AM or PM. Okay, if you are giving H here, okay, these are the flags. Okay, these are the flags in Python. Okay, you can use to call, or you can use here to call the separate values. Like if you want a date you can use this, if you want a month you can use this, and if you want a year you can use this, right? And here I for AM and PM. If you want to print 24 hours clock you have to use H here. Here I want AM and PM, 12 hours, 12 hours method. Okay, that's why I'm using I here. Okay, so the M for minutes, S for seconds, and this F for AM and PM, right? Okay, and here, so if the person takes the bike, okay, if the person takes 3 bikes from me, I want to minus my stocks, right? I want to reduce my stocks, right? So that's why here I'm using number of bikes. Okay, so self stock minus or equal to number of bikes. Okay, so it automatically minus my stock and stored back into my stock, right? Okay, next uh, I want to maintain my current stock. So that's why I'm using cursor that execute update query here. Okay, so the master table has stock value, right? The current stock value will update by using this query, right? Then next, here I'm using insert query for, so I'm gonna save that person, okay, name, and uh, so the table is customer info, and then I will insert their name, scheme, what scheme he chose, and rent date, number of bikes he takes, and current bikes means current stocks, and scheme amount. I want to insert those values. Okay, then so here I'm going to use con.commit. If you are using insert or update query, you have to commit this. Okay, so then only the, okay, then only your inserted query will run, and the inserted values will save to your SQL. Okay, then here I'm using rent equal to cursor.execute. Okay, so here I have select those columns because I want to show those columns, right? So I want to show those columns to my customer. That's why I have executed the inserted, because in this line the entire details will or have inserted. Okay, so then after that I'm using this line, the inserted row. Okay, so in the inserted row
values.
yeah, so the inserted row values or the entire row will get by using this query. Okay, so then I'm using rent equal to rent dot fetch shell. Okay, so the rent dot fetch shell here, uh, we are returning the value by tuple format. Okay, so the tuple format, and the fetch shell used to return your values in list data type. That's why I'm grab the first one from rent variable. Then after that, so here I'm doing tuple unpacking. Okay, then I get these values: id, name, scheme, rent data, sorry, rent date, return date, number of bikes. Okay, those values. Then here I'm gonna create a bill. Okay, I'm going to create a bill, so that is written here, and here I'm going to create a text file with bill datas. Okay, so the text file will stored in my ecolon by rental shop folder, then bill. Okay, so here I'm doing some id with their name. Okay, each time the id is unique, and each time the id will create new one. Okay, the id is uh, I'm converting the id into string. Then I have added his name to here and created a text file. Okay, then here I'm gonna write those files. Okay, so I'm using a string literal. Okay, you can see here name equal to name, so the name has fetched from here, and the rental type also fetched from here. So those values are created a text file and stored in separately in my e column. Okay, then it prints, I'm going to close the file. Then it prints rental bill. What is the bill number? Okay, the bill number, the id will print here, and the name and the scheme. Okay, so the entire print statement will show the entire bill. Okay, so now the class, sorry, now the method is over. Okay, then here, so first we have rented the bike, and next we have to create a method for returning a bike. Okay, so here the same concept. Okay, so I have selected those bikes. Okay, so we have a scheme. If the person takes 3 to 5, if the person takes 3 to 5, okay, so we give 30% discount for that. Okay, so it's type of logic. Some of them giving discounts for taking other more clothes or more bikes. Okay, so that's why I'm giving 3 to 5 if the person rent 3 to 5 bikes. Okay, so the person is eligible for family rental promotion of 30% discount. Okay, then I check what the scheme the person have chosen, hourly, daily and weekly. Okay, so then you have if the person is returned already, it prints you have already returned your bike and your bill status. Okay, it prints the bill status. If the person is not returning, okay, so it goes to this if statement. Okay, here the bikes will add to stock. Okay, because he is returned his bikes. Okay, so the bikes are returned to the stock, and here I'm uh, doing update for storing the bikes into my database. And here also doing update for current bikes. Okay, then here I'm doing procedure execution, because in this project procedure I have done some queries. Okay, that's why I'm calling the procedure. Okay, here in this procedure I have uh, using update query. Okay, so I will show now. And here I have execute the select star from customer info. Okay, so the condition is I have passed the id, and here the same process I'm doing fetch shell concept, and it returns a list value. Then it return only one list. Okay, so only one list of value. Okay, so that's why I'm using a rent of 0. Then it returns tuples. Okay, so the list contains tuple values. Okay, that's why I'm using rent equal to rent of 0. Okay, then it returns tuple. Then I'm doing unpack tuple unpacking here. Okay, so then after that it print the entire bill amount and whatever here, right? So then this this is the class bike rental shop. Now we need to create an object. Okay, so I'm gonna print welcome to bike rental shop. Then I'm gonna create an object. Okay, so shop equal to bike rental shop. Okay, and after that I'm using true. While true, then here I'm using try and accept concept. Okay, so here the try and accept for it goes to connect the server. If the connection has any error, it prints server error. That's all. That's why I'm using here. And uh, I have used the option for input. Okay, so if the user prints A, the A means bike rental, and the B is returning the bike, and C is display stop. Okay, so the while uh, in every option the person have viewed, after that it returns to the option. Okay, so I'm going to show the SQL table. So what I have done here, an attendance bike rental shop, and first I'll show the tables. Okay, here I have customer info and master. Okay, so I will do new query. I'll show what are the data in customer info and master. Okay, so I'm going to use bike or sim. Yeah, I get this. Okay, then select start from master. Okay, okay, so master has only one row. Okay, so it has the company name and stock. The current stock is maintaining here. Okay, then I'll show the customer info table. And here you can see, so here we have id, name, scheme, rent date, return date, number of bikes, and current bikes, scheme amount, and the bill amount, the return status. Okay, so the return status will maintain here. If the person is not returned the bike, here n will appear here. If the person is returned, the query automatically insert y into here. Okay, so the n and y for yes and no, that's all. So I'll show the procedure what I have written. Start procedures, and here my procedure is, so I'm going to give modify. Okay, this is my procedure. Okay, so I'll explain what I have done here. Okay, so first the procedure takes id as a filter, then goes and checks the customer info table. Okay, first it will check the customer info table, then I have using case for calculating the values. If the person choose the scheme one, okay, then it calculate the date. I'm using date difference. Okay, it calculate uh, or it subtract the two dates between current and previous one. Okay, then after that, so it converts that into hour. Then I'm gonna multiply the scheme amount with it. Then the multiple, I'm gonna multiply number of bikes. So now I get the value. Now I get the value for hour, and the same concept I have used in day and week also. Okay, so this query is sub query. Okay, this one is sub query, right? And here I'm gonna done one more logic, because so some of them are taking their bike, so someone choosing a daily basis. Okay, and but it returns the day complete before. Okay, the person returned before that. Okay, so now in that cases, and here the calculation will return 0. Okay, so that's why I'm using this concept. Okay, so select case when bill amount equals 0 and it takes the scheme amount. Okay, so when the bill amount is 0 and it takes scheme amount, else as it is. If the bill amount is not 0, then it prints that value. That's all. Okay, then I'm gonna use one more case. Here I just using case because this entire script for calculating. Okay, so just a minute. Yeah, so in the entire script for I think so. Okay, so the entire script for calculating the bill amount. Okay, so this is my logic, because here I have using three logics. One is the bill amount will calculate the with based on schemes, and after if the bill amount is 0, it will take the minimum amount. Okay, so for based on which scheme they have chosen it. And the one more is, if the person taking three to five bikes and will give 30% discount for the final bill amount. Okay, so here I'm using 3 logics to get bill amount. Then after that I'm updating those. So I'm updating customer info and set return date. Return date means get date. I have given here get date means today's date, and return status here I'm going to give y. Okay, here I'm going to give y, and the bill amount will calculate by using this entire query. Okay, did you get it? And the var class, so the var class is for the update query. Okay, so the var class is for update query. So yes,
Condition, sir.
yeah, okay, it updates by the id, and if the return status is not equal to y, because if the person is not returned, and we can run this query. Okay, so if the person has a return status is equal to y, the query will not work. Okay, so let's see the output. So I'm going to run this. Welcome to Bike Rental Shop, and enter your option. Okay, so first I need to know available bikes. So we have currently 100 bikes, and it automatically backs to the option. Okay, right. So now I'm gonna rent the bike. So it asks my name, Shankar. So enter the number of bikes you want to rent. I'm gonna give 7. So enter your scheme: 1 for hourly based, 2 for daily based, and 3 for weekly based. I'm gonna give 3. So this is my bill amount. Okay, so rent bill number is 11, name is Shankar, and scheme is weekly, date today's date, and time is today. Now is 4:52, and per weekly is 700. Okay, so now I have rented my bike. So I'm gonna check my database. Okay, so this data is returned from my database. Okay, I'm going to run this. So you can see here Shankar, and the scheme is 3. The date is today's date, and time also 16:52. 16:52 means now. Okay, so the return date is null, and the bill amount also null, and the return status is N. Okay, so then I'll show the txt file. Okay, that is in E folder. E, then bike rental shop, bill. You can see 11 Shankar. I'm going to open this. Okay, so the bill amount is 11. So it creates a text bill, and also it stores the bill into your database. Okay, so now I'm going to return this. So now check my available bikes. So 93 are available because I have rented 7 bikes. Okay, then I'm going to return this. Option is B. So it asks my bill number. My bill number is 11, right? My bill number is 11, right? So I'm going to do this, and it automatically returns your bike and return your entire bill. So bill number is 11, name is Shankar, scheme is weekly, rental date and rental time per weekly amount. Okay, and return date and return time. Okay, so if the person returns before he choose the scheme, or if before the day or before the week or before the hour, it takes the minimum value. That's why it prints 700. Okay, so it, and this also stored in your text file. Let's check. So I'm going to check this. Now you can see, so the bill amount has stored in here, right? And also now I'm going to run this. You can see now, and the return date has updated, and current bike is 100. Current bike is also updated, and scheme amount is 700, bill amount is 700, and return status is yes. He is returned. Okay, so I'm gonna give the same number. Okay, so I'm going to give the same number for return the bike. So I'm going to give 11. So it returns, you have already returned your bike and your bill status is okay, so it returns like this. Okay, so now you can understand what the project does.
Yes, sir.
Is it interesting?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so if you want this entire project and tables and queries, I'll send you, or you guys try to make this.
Okay, sir.
If you want, or do you make this?
Share the code, sir.
Okay. Okay. That's all, guys. Thank you.
Sir.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Tell me. Do you have any doubt? Okay. Okay. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.